like all the different groups that was here, the Hoshi-Dan group, the so-called agitators, were mostly key-based because they got together, they formed a group, says, we should all go back to Japan because that's a good life. That's all they knew was Japan because, well, sure, the family sent money to them and they didn't do any work, so they had a fairly easy life. And that's all they knew, so they wanted to go back to Japan. So it's just, you can't blame them, let's face it. So they formed their own group. They couldn't get a job. The WRA says, anybody that cannot speak English properly cannot hold a job in administration and any, policy-making group such. So that left the Kibes out completely because they couldn't speak the language properly. So they were out in the cold constantly, whatever they did. So when they say something wrong, in the stockade, in the jail, right off the bat, they'll be picked up. So what happened with them was when they had the loyalty oath, naturally they felt they were loyal to Japan because that's all they knew. And then they had a chance to break away from their family, from other camps. Because as long as they were 18 years and older, they had a chance to, okay, I'll sign no, and go to Tule-Lake and get away from the family, and I don't have to hassle with my brothers and sisters, right? So a lot of the single bachelors came here to Tule-Lake, and then it wasn't as rosy as they thought it was going to be. Sure, while they were with the family, the dad will give them money. When we came here, they had no more money, cigarette money or this and that. Any incidental you had to buy yourself. You had to buy your own clothes, own shoes, and toiletries and such. So they were short on cash too, so they had problems of their own. And not just, well, let's all go back to Japan and we'll be treated good in Japan. That's all they knew. The win, lose, or draw, we're going to go back to Japan, and which a lot of them did go back, and naturally they found out it was a lot different. Once they got back to Japan, it was very miserable for them because nobody wanted them, right? The country had lost the war, there was no job, there's no place to live, the relatives are all gone, killed or died, the homes are gone. So just, they really had a hard time. A lot of them did the best to come back to America again because their brothers and sisters, nieces were here. They would just send enough money to have them come back and try to live a normal life. And a lot of them did come back and enjoy the normal life. Even today, I talk to different Kibes, and it was wrong to a point because they had their own philosophy and we had our own philosophy, but they didn't ever work together. That was one of the things that we all kind of had to work together. And on our pilgrimage, that's what I talk about. We had to understand each other's background and where we came from, really. That was our biggest problem.